pride that we have achieved a transformation like no one has ever seen before and a turnaround for the ages. It is indeed a turnaround for the ages. And we will never go back to where we were just a very short time ago. We're not going back. Today our border is secure. Thank you. Today our border is secure. Our spirit is restored. Inflation is plummeting. Incomes are rising fast. The roaring economy is roaring like never before, and our enemies are scared, our military and police are stacked, and America is respected again, perhaps like never before. After 4 years in which millions and millions of illegal aliens poured across our borders, totally unvetted and unchecked, we now have the strongest and most secure border in American history by far. In the past 9 months, 0 illegal aliens have been admitted to the United States. But we will always allow people to come in legally, people that will love our country and will work hard to maintain our country. The flow of deadly fentanyl across our border is down by a record 56% in 1 year. And last year, the murder rate saw its single largest decline in recorded history. This is the biggest decline, think of it, in recorded history, the lowest number in over 125 years, year 1900. In fact, substantially before my wonderful father, I had a wonderful father, Fred, before he was born, substantially before he was born. That's a long time ago. He wouldn't like me to say that, but that's a long time ago. The Biden administration and its allies in Congress gave us the worst inflation in the history of our country. But in 12 months, my administration has driven core inflation down to the lowest level in more than 5 years. And in the last 3 months of 2025, it was down to 1.7%. Gasoline, which reached a peak of over $6 a gallon in some states under my predecessor, it was quite honestly a disaster, is now below $2.30 a gallon, and in some places $1.99 a gallon. And when I visited the great state of Iowa just a few weeks ago, I even saw $1.85 a gallon for gasoline.
Las tasas hipotecarias están en su tasa hipotecaria más baja y que la nueva hipoteca ha caído casi en $5,000. y que desde el presidente Donald Trump asumió la presidencia hace un año.
Mortgage
Las
rates are
primeras en
the
su
lowest
vida
in 4 years and falling fast,
van a
and the
proteger los
annual cost of a
valores.
typical new mortgage is down almost $5,000 just since I took office. 1 year. And low interest rates will solve the Biden-created housing problem while at the same time protecting the values of those people who already own a house that really feel rich for the first time in their lives. We want to protect those values. We want to keep those values up. We're going to do both. And we are going to keep it that way. The stock market has set 53 all-time record highs since the election. Think of that, 1 year. Boosting pensions, 401ks, and retirement accounts for the millions and millions of Americans. They're all gaining. Everybody's up, way up. In 4 long years, the last administration got less than $1 trillion in new investment in the United States. And when I say less, substantially less. In 12 months, I secured commitments for more than $18 trillion pouring in from all over the globe. Think of it, much less than $1 trillion for 4 years versus much more than $1 trillion for 1 year. What a difference a president makes. A short time ago, we were a dead country. Now we are the hottest country anywhere in the world, the hottest. As thousands of new businesses are forming in factories, plants, and laboratories are being built, we have added 70,000 new construction jobs in just a very short period of time. It's getting bigger and bigger and stronger. Nobody can believe what they're watching. American oil production is up by more than 600,000 barrels a day, and we just received from our new friend and partner, Venezuela, more than 80 million barrels of oil. American natural gas production is at an all-time high because I kept my promise to drill, baby, drill. More Americans are working today than at any time in the history of our country. Think about that. Any time in the history of our country, more working today. And 100% of all jobs created under my administration have been in the private sector. We ended DEI in America. We cut a record number of job-killing regulations, and in 1 year, we have lifted 2.4 million Americans, a record, off of food stamps. And for all of these reasons, I say tonight, members of Congress, the state of our union tonight is a group of winners who just made the entire nation proud. The men's gold medal Olympic hockey team. Come on in.
Presidente de los Estados Unidos está mostrando el equipo de hockey que ganó la medalla de oro después de 46 años en las Olimpiadas de invierno que se hicieron hace poco. Yo lo que veo acá mucho es que el discurso de Donald Trump es muy parecido a discursos de prácticamente dictadores. Puro comité de aplausos es lo que yo estoy viendo acá. Porque la verdad es esa, puro comité de aplausos. Estos que ves sentados ya son pura prensa, los que están con los computadores portátiles son pura prensa, asesores, etcétera.
That's the first time I've ever seen them get up. And actually, not all of them did get up. But they beat a fantastic Canadian team in overtime, as everybody saw, as did the American women who will soon be coming to the White House.
La verdad que ese fue un triunfo bastante fuerte por parte de ellos, ganarse la medalla de oro. Estados Unidos le ganó en tiempo extra, le ganó al equipo de Canadá en hockey, que hockey es potencia en esto, en tiempo extra. Entonces para ellos fue un gran orgullo.
And I just want to say a second very big congratulations to Team USA. But I have to say that, and I told them this, and we took a vote of the team. I said, anybody votes no, I'm not doing
Igual
it.
que el equipo femenino
So
que
they
también
stood
había
there.
ganado.
They weren't about to say no, because I've never seen a goaltender play as well as goalie Connor Hellebuck.
Ellos estaban en la oficina oval antes y quiere dar otras felicitaciones. Hicieron una votación, pero ¿qué van a hacer? He visto a su equipo y a su arquero, Albert.
Think of it, 46 shots on goal, and I asked him, the one shot, the one where you put your stick in the back and it hit the neck of your stick and bounced off. You practice that, or was that a little lucky? He refused to answer that question. But I just want to tell you that the members of this great hockey squad will be very happy to hear, based on their vote and my vote, and in this case my vote was more important, that I will soon be presenting Connor with our highest civilian honor, which we will be given and which has been given to many athletes over the years. But when I say many, not too many, like 12, it's called the highest civilian honor in our country, the Presidential Medal of Freedom.
Les va a dar un mayor honor, un mayor reconocimiento a los atletas. Le van a dar al equipo de hockey la medalla presidencial de la libertad al portero Juan, el portero del equipo de hockey.
Rapidly put up their hand. So I want to thank you. What a special job you did. What special champions you are. Thank you very much.
Excelentes atletas, se lo merecen. Hicieron una consulta
I'm also pleased to say that the next
que
time the Olympic torch is lit,
han hecho
it
un
will
gran
be
trabajo, que
here
son unos
in
campeones
America
muy
for the
especiales,
2028
que dieron mucha
Olympics,
alegría
and it's the summer
a Estados
version
Unidos
right in Los
con
Angeles. We're going to do a good
ganar
job
la
in Los
medalla de
Angeles.
oro. Bueno, acá se puede ver cómo un presidente está dando reconocimientos y honores a un equipo de hockey, ¿no?
And Los Angeles is going to be safe, just like Washington, D.C. is now one of the safest cities in the country.
Está resaltando que la próxima vez que se encienda una
And this year,
antorcha olímpica va
I
a
must
ser
say, I
en
got
Los
a
Ángeles
vote
2028,
the first
Estados
term.
Unidos,
And I was
y que van a
disappointed
ser
because
unas
I didn't
Olimpiadas
think I'd
del
be
otro mundo.
the president when this happened. But strange things took place. And now I've got them because I got the Olympics and I got the
Que Los Ángeles
2026
será
FIFA
una de las
World Cup.
ciudades más
And I wanted to
seguras, así
claim
como
the
lo es Washington, que es
250th,
la
but I
más
didn't
segura
get
del
away with that
país.
one. I couldn't claim that one for myself. But we're getting the World Cup, so we have the World Cup and the Olympics coming, and that is exciting news. So this will be a year to celebrate our country and the heroes who have kept it free. Men like Buddy Taggart. At age 17, Buddy volunteered to defend America in World War II, serving in the Pacific under the
Que
great
quería
General
que los
Douglas MacArthur.
250 años
He fought
de Estados
bravely in the
Unidos,
famous Battle of Manila, worked so hard.
o sea, que
He was
quería
badly
prácticamente que
wounded and
los
almost killed by
Olímpicos
enemy
y
machine
que
guns
el
in
Mundial de Fútbol
Luzon.
se vaya a hacer
And 81
y es
years ago this
bastante,
month, he liberated the
bastante
largest
positivo para el país.
internment camp in the Philippines, one of the largest anywhere in the world. But he earned many honors, including a Purple Heart and a Bronze Star, came home, started a family, and tonight he is in the gallery looking forward to July 4th, 2026, his 100th birthday.
Aquí está hablando de una historia de un soldado de Estados Unidos en la Segunda Guerra Mundial. Yo lo que veo es que, bueno, ahí está el señor, vea que este es el señor que estuvo en la guerra de Filipinas en
So,
Manila,
buddy,
parece,
you're a
¿no?
brave man, and we salute
Y
you.
están dando esos
Even
honores,
in
ahí está,
times of challenge, setback, and
que tenía
immense
17 años,
heartache,
hoy en día tiene
the spirit
81,
of
y que está en el cuadro de honor
1776 has always
de
shone
los
through
veteranos y
very
de los héroes de
brightly.
Estados
It was
Unidos.
July 4th of last year when floodwaters tore through a girls' summer camp in Central Texas. One of the worst things I've
Este
ever
señor
seen.
participó en la guerra
Rising
de
26
Filipinas,
feet
en la
in
guerra del
the
Pacífico.
matter of minutes, tragically claiming many, many lives. You all remember that one. As the waters threatened to sweep her away, 11-year-old Millie Kate McClelland closed her eyes and prayed to God. She thought she was going to die. Those prayers were answered when Coast Guard rescue swimmer Scott Ruskin descended from a helicopter above. Nobody knew where he came from. It was Scott's first ever rescue mission, a young guy, but very brave, very, very top, always top in his class. And he lifted not
Está
just Millie
está
Kate,
hablando de una
but
mujer
164
que
others to safety.
ayudó a unas niñas, que estuvo con las niñas y que gracias a sus plegarias llegaron unos rescatistas de la Guardia Costera, llegaron en helicóptero y que hubo un rescate de un hombre muy valiente, un muchacho muy valiente, el primero de su grupo, y sacó a 164 niñas, poniéndolas a
People
resguardo,
watched Scott
a
from a
salvo.
distance, and they couldn't believe what they were seeing. The winds were blowing, the rain was pouring, everything was going, and that rapid water, nobody's
El
ever
joven
seen anything like
rescatista que
it. They
están
said,
también dando los
wow, that's
honores
something.
por el rescate que
Tonight,
hizo.
Scott and Millie Kate are here together, reunited for the very first time. Thank you, Scott, Millie Kate.
La gente vio a Scott a distancia, no podían creer que estaba viendo, había un viento muy intenso, lluvias, caos, esas aguas turbulencias y Scott y Mary
And Petty
Kay se han
Officer
vuelto a cruzar
Ruskin,
por primera vez
I'm pleased to inform
cuando
you that I am now awarding you Legion of
la que
Merit
estuvo con la
Secretary.
le está dando una medalla de heroísmo
From
porque eso fue un heroísmo extraordinario,
1776
¿viste?
to today,
Bueno, la verdad que
every
pues también
generation
está
of
haciendo su
Americans
trabajo.
has stepped forward to defend life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness.
Y
And
Donald Trump ahora
they're
está
really doing
pidiendo
it for the next generation. But now it's our turn. And together we're building a nation where every child has
que la
the
defensa se
chance
encargue
to
de esto porque es
retire
un
and
servicio muy importante.
go
Desde
further. Where
1816,
government answers to people, not the
se
power of
vio de
hardworking American
cada
citizens, are
generación
always our
de
first and
estadounidenses
ultimate
ha
concern.
salido al frente para
That
defender
is
la
the we
vida,
owe to the heroes who came
la
before
libertad
us,
y la
and
búsqueda
that is
de la
the
felicidad.
promise we must keep
Las
to
generaciones por
America
venir,
for our
pero ahora
250th year.
estamos recordando
Last
que el
year I
gobierno tiene
urged
que
this
responder
Congress largest tax cuts in American history, and our Republican majorities delivered so beautifully.
es
Thank you,
una deuda que tienen
Republicans.
con los héroes y que esa es la promesa que de Unidos en estos 250 años. Es que comenzaré una misión de
All
trabajo por el mayor
Democrats, every
recorte
single
fiscal
one of them voted
de
against
los Estados
these
Unidos.
really
Todos esos
important
que tú
and
ves que
very
se levantan
necessary
son gente del
massive
Partido
tax
Republicano.
cuts.
Del otro lado que tú veas acá sentados son de los demócratas. La división que tienen
Increases
este
to
Congreso.
hurt the people instead.
Todos los
But we
demócratas
held strong, and with
votaron
the great,
en
big,
contra
beautiful bill, we
de
gave
estas
you no
medidas
tax on tips, no tax on
tan
overtime,
importantes y
no tax on
necesarias.
Social
Los
Security
demócratas
for
querían un incremento fiscal, lo que había perjudicado a la gente, pero se los mantuvieron firmes con la famosa ley de presupuesto, dieron un impuesto a
and we all
propinas
made interest on
y no impuesto a
autos
las
tax
propinas, impuesto
deductible first
a
time,
los seguros
but
sociales
only if the car
o
is
sobre tiempo.
made in
Ahí
America.
sí los demócratas no se levantan. La verdad es que esto como que es un concurso de los que más aplauden, de los que de pronto más se levantan.
Recently in Pennsylvania, I met Megan Hemhauser, a devoted mom
Y
who's
también quisimos
homeschools
que
children,
los intereses de los
beautiful,
préstamos
2
sean
children,
deducibles,
during the day
pero
while
solo si se
waiting tables
trata
at
de
night,
coches fabricados
works
en los Estados
overtime,
Unidos. Y
operating
ahí se levantan
very
otras los
heavy equipment.
republicanos.
Megan is here this evening, and she's happy
Recientemente en
to
Pensilvania,
tell you that she is so
una madre
much richer because
que
with
conoció, se llama
no tax on overtime and our
Alma,
expanded child tax credit
está
done
trabajando con,
again by
la mujer que está trabajando
Republicans,
como
Megan
mesera,
and her husband will take
operando
home more
maquinaria
than
motorizada.
$5,000 extra
Su esposo trabaja
just for the
sobre
year,
el tiempo operando
cutting
máquinas
her tax
pesadas.
bill
Ella es
in more
mesera.
than half.
Y Megan está aquí esta noche. Me complace decirle que ella tiene ahora
Megan, please
cursos
stand up. We're
porque al
fighting.
tiempo y una expansión de créditos fiscales por sus hijos. Nuevamente los republicanos han hecho que
Thank you,
Megan y su
Megan.
esposo
We're
tengan
fighting for you,
$5,000
Megan.
adicionales este
Under our
año,
bill,
recordando
parents like
casi
Megan can
a la
also
mitad
activate
de
their
su
children's
cargo fiscal.
brand new Trump accounts. And I
Esa es la
didn't name
muchacha
that.
la que está hablando Donald Trump.
I did not name that. Nobody believes me, but I did not name it. It was named by a very tall
Está luchando por ti,
man.
Megan. Muchas gracias.
Third row.
Luchando por ti, bajo esta propuesta, padres
Tax-free investment
como
accounts
Omega
for every American
pueden
child. This is
activar las
something that's successful
novedades,
and
las
has
nuevas
taken off
cuentas
and
de
gone through
Trump.
the roof. Millions will be pre-funded
Yo no le
courtesy of the
puse
U.S.
ese nombre.
Treasury and private individuals like Michael and Susan Dell, who have
Michael
donated
Susan,
$6,250 million to fund the Trump accounts for
estas
25
cuentas
million
de
American
inversión,
children.
de la inversión para todos los niños estadounidenses,
They're great
esto
people.
es algo muy especial. De estas cuentas tendrán un aporte de tesoros de los Estados Unidos, individuos privados como Michael y Susan, quienes donaron
I asked Michael,
$6,000
how do you make all
millones de
that money? He
dólares,
said, well, I
250
just
millones
sign on
para
my
costear
dorm
esas cuentas
school.
para
I'm gonna make
25 millones de
computers
niños
and sell them to
estadounidenses.
people.
Son gente
And I just keep
fantástica.
selling and selling and selling. And pretty amazing story. That's called the American dream. He sold a lot of computers, a lot of those laptops. So I congratulate him on that. But I really thank him and Susan, as well as
Le pregunté a
others like
Michael
Brad
cómo fue
Gerstner, a
dinero,
very tremendous guy. He was behind it right from the beginning. Brad
y
Gerstner,
pues
thank you, Brad.
estaba en mi universidad y empecé a ensamblar computadores para vendérselo a la gente. Y esta es una historia fantástica del sueño estadounidense. Lo felicité por eso
So
y
with
también quiero
modest
agradecerle a
initial
él y a Susan
contributions,
y así como a
these
otros
young
como
people's
Brad
accounts
Kirchner,
could
un
grow to
hombre
over
increíble
$100,000
que
or more by
estuvo
the
ahí
time they
desde
turn
el
18.
comienzo.
Think of it, how much money is that
Gracias,
for somebody
Brett.
that started with nothing? Over 100,000, could be much more than that. To make this investment in our children's future, go to
Sigue contribuciones
TrumpAccounts.gov.
modestas.
TrumpAccounts.gov. And a lot of people are doing it. It's setting every record in the book.
Estas cuentas para jóvenes pueden aumentar
So proud
a
of
una
them. I'm so
forma
proud of the people
considerable
that
para
got it
cuando
started.
cumplan 18 años.
Now it's just taken off. One of the primary
Tendrán
reasons
más
for our
de
country's stunning
$100,000
economic
o hasta
turnaround,
más de
the biggest in
hacer
history,
para
where the Dow
inversiones en
Jones
futuros
broke
de nuestros hijos.
50,000 4 years ahead of schedule,
Vayan a Trump,
and the S&P hit
mucha gente lo
7,000,
está
where
haciendo,
it wasn't
es un
supposed to
récord,
do it for many
es
years,
algo muy popular
were tariffs.
y estoy muy
I use
orgulloso
these tariffs to
de
get
la
hundreds
gente
of billions
que
of dollars to
puso
make
esto en
great deals
marcha
for our
y
country,
está despegando.
both
Una de
economically
las
and on
razones
a
primordiales
national
es que nuestro
security
país
basis.
tenga esta
Everything was
recuperación
working
económica.
well. Countries
El
that
Dow
were
Jones
ripping us off for
superó los
decades are
50
now paying us
puntos
hundreds of
4
billions of
años
dollars.
antes de lo
They were
anticipado.
ripping us so badly, you all know that. Everybody knows.
Es
Democrats know it. They
también
just
superó
don't wanna say
récord
it.
gracias
And
a
yet
los
these
aranceles.
countries are now
Yo usé
happy,
esos aranceles para
and
lograr
so are we.
grandes
We made deals. The
acuerdos
deals
para
are all
nuestro
done.
país
And
en
they're
lo
happy.
económico
They're not
y
making money
por
like they
razones
used
de
to. We're
seguridad
making a lot of money.
todo estaba
There
funcionando
was no
bien.
inflation,
Durante décadas
tremendous growth.
aprovecharon de
And the
nosotros
big story was how
200 millones de
Donald Trump
dólares.
called the economy
Se estaban
correctly.
aprovechando de
And
nosotros.
22
Todo el
Nobel
mundo lo
Prize
sabe,
winners
hasta
in
los demócratas,
economics didn't.
aunque no lo quieran
They got it
admitir.
totally wrong.
Pero esos
They got it
países
really wrong.
ahora están
Then just
satisfechos
4
y
days
nosotros
ago, an
también.
unfortunate ruling
Los
from the United
acuerdos
States
ya se
Supreme Court.
suscribieron,
It just
están
came down.
satisfechos.
It
No
came
están
down.
ganando
Very
tanto como
unfortunate
antes,
ruling.
pero nosotros sí estamos ganando mucho dinero sin inflación,
But the good
un
news
gran
is that
incremento.
almost all
Y lo
countries
más
and
importante es
corporations want
que
to keep the deal
Donald Trump
that
tenía
they
razón.
already made.
22 ganadores
Right,
del Premio
Scott?
Nobel de Economía
Knowing that
se
the
equivocaron.
legal power that I,
Y
as
hace 4
president,
días, una
have to make
decisión
a new
lamentable
deal
de
could
la
be
Corte
far worse
Suprema
for them, and therefore they
fue
will
algo
continue to
muy
work along the
lamentable.
same successful path that we had negotiated before
Pero
the
la buena noticia
Supreme
es que
Court's
casi todos los
unfortunate
países
involvement.
quieren
So
mantener
despite the
los
disappointing
acuerdos que
ruling,
ya se
he's
suscribieron,
powerful. Country saving. It's saving our
sabiendo que
country, the
el
kind of
poder
money we're
legal
taking in.
que tengo
Peace
como presidente
protecting.
puede
And of
llevar a
course I
un
said it was
acuerdo
because
que
of the
no
threat
le
of the
sea
tariffs.
tan
We haven't been
favorable.
able to settle
Por lo
about it.
tanto,
To
quieren
remain in place
seguir
under
por
fully
este
approved
rumbo
and
de
tested
éxitos
alternative
que
legal
negociamos.
statutes.
Lamentablemente
They have
hubo
been
una
tested
decisión de
for a
la Corte
long
Suprema,
time. They're a
así
little more
que a pesar de
complex,
esta
but
decisión
they're actually
decepcionante,
probably better,
estos
leading to a
están
solution
salvando
that will be
a
even
nuestro país.
stronger than before. Congressional action will
Muchas de
not
las
be
guerras que
necessary. It's already
pudimos
time
poner
tested and
fin
approved.
fueron gracias a los
And as time goes
aranceles.
by, I believe the
Estos
tariffs
se mantendrán
paid for by foreign
bajo
countries
estatus
will, like
legales
in the past, substantially
reconocidos que
replace
han
the
sido
modern
puestos
day
a prueba
system of
por
income
mucho tiempo.
tax, taking a great financial
Quizás
burden
hay
off
un
the
camino
people that
más
I love.
complejo, pero esto llevará a una solución más fuerte que antes. No será necesaria una acción del Congreso, Esto ya está aprobado y comprado. Pagar los aranceles van a reemplazar el sistema de la renta, quitándole una carga financiera a la gente que habla. La gente que habla así, no habla. Esto está ayudando a fábricas y millones de dólares están llegando a los Estados Unidos. Porque por fin tiene un presidente que pone primero a Estados Unidos. Yo amo a los Estados Unidos. Durante décadas, antes de que llegara, tuvimos lo contrario en comercio, cuidado de salud, energía, migración, y todo esto se lo estaba robando en vez de proteger a la gente trabajadora, a la gente que hace grande este país. Bajo Biden y sus aliados corruptos en el Congreso, y más allá llegamos a un punto de quiebre con la farsa verde, fronteras abiertas, entraron millones de personas que venían de cárceles, instituciones mentales, asesinos, que entraron a nuestro país con una inflación por el costo a la familia promedio. $34,000 es muy poco tiempo. Ahora la misma gente que votó a favor de ese desastre de repente empeora a usar la palabra accesibilidad. Pero
they knew their statements were a lie. They knew it.
los demócratas como que no están muy contentos con este discurso realmente.
Our policies are rapidly ending them. We are doing really well. Those prices are plummeting downward.
Ellos sabían eso, sabían que están diciendo que todo eso era mentira, que esas políticas quedaron muy altos. Nuestras políticas están acabando con esto rápidamente y nos está yendo realmente muy bien. Los precios están bajando. El precio de los huevos ha bajado el 68%, el precio del pollo, la mantequilla, los hoteles, automóviles, arrendamientos están más bajos hoy cuando yo asumí la presidencia, y hasta la carne estaba muy cara, ha comenzado a bajar de manera significativa. Pronto va a haber cifras que poca gente hubiera considerado posibles hace poco tiempo. Nadie puede creer cuánto ven estas cifras especiales concerniente a energía. No lo pueden creer. Es como otro masivo recorte fiscal. También hicimos frente al terrible costo del ciudadano, del cuidado de la salud. Desde que se aprobó la ley de cuidado médico, las aseguradoras se enriquecieron. Esto fue para beneficiar a las aseguradoras, no al pueblo. Estábamos dándole a las aseguradoras cientos de miles de millones de dólares al año, y en algunos casos la evaluación de las empresas repuntó hasta en el 17,000%. Esto representa un plan que quiero parar de pagar aseguradores, y el dinero que vaya directamente al pueblo para el cuidado, que puedan comprar su propio seguro de salud a mejor precio por servicio. Además, mi plan requiere máxima transparencia con los precios, y eso es muy importante. De eso, desde el primer gobierno y los demócratas hicieron fin del dinero, sabiendo que le estaban haciendo un daño a la gente.
Other
que
presidents
sabían que los
tried to do
costos
it,
se iban a aumentar.
but they never could. They tried. Most didn't
Pero
try.
ahora los precios están
They
bajando
tried.
y
They said
también
they
estoy
tried. They couldn't
poniendo
do it. They didn't even
fin
come
al
close.
inflado
They were
costo
all
de
talk
medicinas
and
recetadas.
no action. But I got it done. Under my just enacted most favored nation agreements, Americans
Otros
who have
presidentes
for
trataron de
decades
hacer, pero no
paid by
pudieron. Lo
far the
intentaron,
highest prices of any nation
pero
anywhere
otros
in
ni
the
siquiera lo
world for
intentaron.
prescription drugs will now pay the
No
lowest
llegaron ni
price
cerca.
anywhere in the world for drugs. Anywhere. The
Eran
lowest
solo
price.
palabras, no acción, pero yo lo hice, buscando el estatus de nación comercial más favorecida.
So in my
Estados Unidos
first
pagó
year,
durante años
second term,
los precios más altos del mundo
should be my third term.
por las medicinas recetadas y ahora
Strange
estamos
things happen.
pagando los
I
precios
took
más bajos del mundo por estas
prescription drugs,
medicinas.
a very big part of healthcare, from the highest price in the entire world to the lowest. That's a big achievement. The result
Así
is
que en
price
en el
differences
primer año del
300, 400, 500, 600% and
que
more,
debe ser
all
tercero,
available right
porque hay
now at a new
cosas
website called
difíciles.
trumprx.gov. And I didn't name that one either, by the way.
Logré llevar el precio de las medicinas del nivel más bajo, más alto al más bajo.
And here tonight is the very first customer ever to get
La
that big
diferencia entre
discount, and
600 y
it is big.
400
Catherine
precios de
Rayner.
más.
For 5 years, she and her husband have struggled with infertility, and they turned to IVF. One drug has been costing Catherine $4,000 to purchase. But a few weeks ago, she logged onto the Trump RX website and got that same drug that cost $4,000, got it for under
Esta noche tenemos
$500.
acá
A reduction
la
of much
primera
more,
mujer que
actually,
recibió
$3,500.
un descuento de estos medicamentos que
Catherine, we are
determinan
all
de
praying for
fertilidad.
you, and you're going to be a great mom.
Y consiguió el mismo medicamento a un precio más bajo, por $500.
So now I'm calling on Congress to codify my most favored nation program into law. Now, the one thing, I'm not sure it matters because it's going to be very hard for somebody that comes along after me to say, let's raise drug prices by 700 or 800%. But John and Mike, if you don't mind, codify it anyway. They may do it. Codify it anyway. Thank you. Many Americans are also concerned that energy demand from AI data centers could unfairly drive up their electric utility bills. Tonight, I'm pleased to announce that I have negotiated the new Ratepayer Protection Pledge. You know what that is? We're telling the major tech companies that they have the obligation to provide for their own power needs. They can build their own power plants as part of their factory so that no one's prices will go up. And in many cases, prices of electricity will go down for the community, and very substantially down. This is a unique strategy never used in this country before. We have an old grid. It could never handle the kind of numbers, the amount of electricity that's needed. So I'm telling them they can build their own plant. They're going to produce their own electricity. It will ensure the company's ability to get electricity while at the same time lowering prices of electricity for you, and could be very substantial for all of you cities and towns. You're going to see some good things happen over the next number of years. Another pillar of the American dream that has been under attack is home ownership. With us tonight is Rachel Wiggins, a mom of two from Houston. She placed bids on 20 homes and lost all of those bids to gigantic investment firms that bypassed inspection, paid all cash, and turned those houses into rentals, stealing away her American dream. She was devastated. Stories like this are why last month I signed executive order to ban large Wall Street investment firms from buying up in the thousands single-family homes. And now I'm asking Congress to make that ban permanent, because homes for people, really, that's what we want. We want homes for people, not for corporations. Corporations are doing just fine. Rachel, Thank you very much. Good luck with your home. You'll get one soon. We're also working to make it easier for Americans to save for retirement. And under this administration, we will always protect Social Security and Medicare. They are not protecting it for our seniors. We will always protect Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid. Since I took office, the typical 401k balance is up by at least $30,000. It's a lot of money. We have millions and millions of people, because the stock market has done so well, setting all those records. Your 401ks are way up. Yet half of all of working Americans still do not have access to a retirement plan with matching contributions from an employer. To remedy this gross disparity, I'm announcing that next year my administration will give these often forgotten American workers, great people, the people that built our country, access to the same type of retirement plan offered to every federal worker. We will match your contribution with up to $1,000 each year. As we ensure that all Americans can profit from a rising stock market, let's also ensure that members of Congress cannot corruptly profit from using insider information. They stood up for that. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. Did Nancy Pelosi stand up if she's here? Doubt it. Pass the Stop Insider Trading Act without delay. I wasn't sure if anybody, even on this side, was going to applaud for that. I'm very impressed. Thank you. I'm very impressed. But when it comes to the corruption that is plundering, it's plundering America. There's been no more stunning example than Minnesota, where members of the Somali community have pillaged an estimated $19 billion from the American taxpayer. Oh, we have all the information. And in actuality, the number is much higher than that. And California, Massachusetts, Maine, and many other states are even worse. This is the kind of corruption that shreds the fabric of a nation, and we are working on it like you wouldn't believe. So tonight, although it started 4 months ago, I am officially announcing the war on fraud to be led by our great Vice President, J.D. Vance. He'll get it done. If we're able to find enough of that fraud, we will actually have a balanced budget overnight. It'll go very quickly. That's the kind of money you're talking about. We'll balance our budget. The Somali pirates who ransacked Minnesota remind us that there are large parts of the world where corruption and lawlessness are the norm, not the exception. Importing these cultures through unrestricted immigration and open borders brings those problems right here to the USA. And it is the American people who pay the price in higher medical bills, car insurance rates, rent, taxes, and perhaps most importantly, crime. We will take care of this problem. We're going to take care of this problem. We are not playing games. Delilah. Delilah Coleman was only 5 years old in June 2024 when a 18-wheel tractor trailer plowed into her stopped car traveling at 60 miles an hour or more. The driver was an illegal alien let in by Joe Biden and given a commercial driver's license by open borders politicians in California. Doctors said Delilah would never be able to walk or talk, have a good life. She wouldn't even be able to eat again. But against all odds, she is now in the first grade learning to walk. And she's here this evening with her dad, Marcus, a fantastic man. Delilah, please, you are a great inspiration. Please stand up. Thank you, Delilah. Many, if not most, illegal aliens do not speak English and cannot read even the most basic road signs as to direction, speed, danger, or location. That's why tonight I'm calling on Congress to pass what we will call the Delilah Law, barring any state from granting commercial driver's licenses to illegal aliens. And yesterday, as you probably saw at the White House, I hosted a ceremony with Americans who lost their treasured loved ones to the scourge of illegal immigration. People came into our country, how we allowed this to happen with our open borders. These are the angel moms and families that for decades our government betrayed and our media totally ignored. It was terrible. Hard to believe, actually. In 2023, a 16-year-old high school cheerleader named Elizabeth Medina was supposed to perform in her town's Christmas parade, but she never arrived. Her mother, Jacqueline, went home to look for her, and she found her lying dead in a bathtub, bleeding profusely after being stabbed 25 times. Elizabeth's killer was a previously arrested illegal alien who had broken in and brutally extinguished the brightest light in her family's life, violently and viciously. Her heartbroken mother is in the gallery to remind everyone in this chamber exactly why we are deporting illegal alien criminals to our country at record numbers, and we're getting them the hell out of here fast. We don't want them. Thank you very much, Jacqueline. Thank you. We can never forget that many in this room not only allowed the border invasion to happen before I got involved, but indeed they would do it all over again if they ever had the chance. If they ever got elected, they would open up those borders to some of the worst criminals anywhere in the world. The only thing standing between Americans and a wide open border right now is President Donald J. Trump and our great Republican patriots in Congress. Thank you. Thank you. As we speak, Democrats in this chamber have cut off all funding for the Department of Homeland Security. It's all cut off. It's all cut off. They have instituted another Democrat shutdown, the first one costing us 2 points on GDP. 2 points we lost on GDP, which probably made them quite happy, actually. Now they have closed the agency responsible for protecting Americans from terrorists and murderers. Tonight I'm demanding the full and immediate restoration of all funding for the border security, homeland security of the United States, and also for helping people clean up their snow. We have no money because of the Democrats, and it would be nice, we'd love to give you a hand at cleaning it up, but you gave no money. Nobody's getting paid. It's a shame. So you have to think about it. We have, in case you didn't know, a pretty large snowstorm out there. One of the great things about the State of the Union is how it gives Americans the chance to see clearly what their representatives really believe. So tonight I'm inviting every legislator to join with my administration in reaffirming a fundamental principle. If you agree with this statement, then stand up and show your support. The first duty of the American government is to protect American citizens, not illegal aliens. Isn't that a shame? You should be ashamed of yourself not standing up. You should be ashamed of yourself. That is why I'm also asking you to end deadly sanctuary cities that protect the criminals and enact serious penalties for public officials who block the removal of criminal aliens. In many cases, drug lords, murderers all over our country, they're blocking the removal of these people out of our country, and you should be ashamed of yourself. And perhaps most importantly, I'm asking you to approve the Save America Act. To stop illegal aliens and others who are unpermitted persons from voting in our sacred American elections. That cheating is rampant in our elections. It's rampant. It's very simple. All voters must show voter ID. All voters must show proof of citizenship in order to vote. And no more crooked mail-in ballots except for illness, disability, military, or travel. None. And this should be an easy one. And by the way, it's polling at 89%, including Democrats, 89%. And even the new communist mayor of New York City, I think he's a nice guy, actually. Speak to him a lot. Bad policy, but nice guy. Just said they want people to shovel snow. They got hit hard. Wants them to shovel snow, but if you apply for that job, you need to show 2 original forms of ID and a Social Security card. Yet they don't want identification for the greatest privilege of them all, voting in America. No, it's no good. No good. Both Republicans and Democrats overwhelmingly agree on the policy that we just enunciated. And Congress should unite and enact this common sense, country-saving legislation right now, and it should be before anything else happens. And the reason they don't want to do it, why would anybody not want voter ID? One reason, because they want to cheat. There's only one reason. They make up all excuses. They say it's racist. They come up with things you almost say, what imagination they have. They want to cheat. They have cheated. And their policy is so bad that the only way they can get elected is to cheat. And we're going to stop it. We have to stop it, John. And here is one more opportunity to show common sense in government. In the gallery tonight are Sage Blair and her mother, Michelle. In 2021, Sage was 14 when school officials in Virginia sought to socially transition her to a new gender, treating her as a boy and hiding it from her parents. Hard to believe, isn't it? Before long, a confused Sage ran away from home after she was found in a horrific situation in Maryland. A left-wing judge refused to return Sage to her parents because they did not immediately state that their daughter was their son. Sage was thrown into an all-boys state home and suffered terribly for a long time. But today, all of that is behind them because Sage is a proud and wonderful young woman with a full-ride scholarship to Liberty University. Sage and Michelle, please stand up. And thank you for your great bravery. And who can believe that we're even speaking about things like this? 15 years ago, if somebody was up here and said that, they'd say, what's wrong with him? But now we have to say it because it's going on all over numerous states without even telling the parents. But surely we can all agree no state can be allowed to rip children from their parents' arms and transition them to a new gender against the parents' will. Who would believe that we're even talking about this? We must ban it, and we must ban it immediately. Look, nobody stands up. These people are crazy, I'm telling you. They're crazy. Amazing, incredible. Boy, oh boy. We're lucky we have a country. With people like this, Democrats are destroying our country, but we've stopped it just in the nick of time, didn't we? Huh? No one cares more about protecting America's youth than our wonderful First Lady, now a movie star. She's a movie star. Can you believe it? Who would have believed that? Over the past year, she has had an incredible impact championing AI legislation, advancing a landmark executive order on foster care, and helping secure $30 million to launch the Melania Trump Foster Youth to Independence Initiative. It's a tremendous, really a tremendous thing that happened and had a lot of bipartisan support. She gets much better bipartisan support than I do. I get none, she gets a lot. Someday you're gonna have to tell me how you did that. And students and educators in every state have joined the First Lady's efforts in the presidential AI challenge, keeping America's next generation positioned to succeed and strongly succeed in the future. Tonight, we welcome two young people whose lives reflect the First Lady's impact, Sierra Burns and Everest Nevermont. Thank you both, and Melania, thank you. I know how hard you worked on it. Thank you very much. I'm very proud to say that during my time in office, both the first 4 years and in particular this last year, there has been a tremendous renewal in religion, faith, Christianity, and belief in God. Tremendous renewal. This is especially true among young people, and a big part of that had to do with my great friend, Charlie Kirk, a great guy, great man. So last year, Charlie was violently murdered by an assassin and martyred, really martyred for his beliefs. His wonderful wife, Erica, is with us tonight. Erica, please stand. Thank you, Erica. Been through a lot. In Charlie's memory, we must all come together to reaffirm that America is one nation under God, and we must totally reject political violence of any kind. We love religion, and we love bringing it back, and it's coming back at levels that nobody actually thought possible. It's really a beautiful thing to see. Above all, unleashing America's promise requires keeping our communities safe. We have made incredible strides, yet dangerous repeat offenders continue to be released by pro-crime Democrat politicians again and again. We are honored to be joined tonight by a woman who's been through hell, Anya Zarutska. In 2022, she and her beautiful daughter, so beautiful, what a beautiful young woman, Irina, fled war-torn Ukraine to live with relatives near Charlotte, North Carolina. And by the way, what's going on with Charlotte? Last summer, 23-year-old Irina was riding home on the train when a deranged monster who had been arrested over a dozen times and was released through no cash bail, stood up and viciously slashed a knife through her neck and body. No one will ever forget. There were people on that train. No one will ever forget the expression of terror on Irina's face as she looked up at her attacker in the last seconds of her life. She died instantly. A brutal war to be slain by a hardened criminal, free to kill in America, came in through open borders. Mrs. Zarutska, tonight I promise you we will ensure justice for your magnificent daughter, Irina. How do you not stand? How do you not stand? I'm asking this Congress to pass tough legislation to ensure that violent and dangerous repeat offenders are put behind bars, and importantly, that they stay there. Starting last summer, I deployed our National Guard and federal law enforcement to restore law and order to our most dangerous cities, including Memphis, Tennessee, big success, New Orleans, Louisiana, big success, and our nation's capital itself, Washington, D.C., where we have almost no crime anymore in Washington, D.C. How did that happen? In fact, crime in Washington is now at the lowest level ever recorded, and murders in D.C. this January were down close to 100% from a year ago. They don't like to hear that. One of the sick people, one of the brave service members who helped achieve this stunning turnaround was 20-year-old West Virginia Army National Guard Specialist Sarah Beckstrom. After a 4-month deployment, she voluntarily extended her service, and her rank was going to be lifted. She was doing so well. They were so proud of her. But the very next day, she was on patrol near the White House when she was ambushed and shot in the head by a terrorist monster from Afghanistan. Shouldn't have been in our country. And all because she wore the uniform of our nation, she was shot. He traveled here because he didn't like people wearing our uniform. He was sick and deranged, shouldn't have been in our country. Sarah Beckstrom died in order to defend our capital, and we are honored to be joined by her wonderful parents, Gary and Evalie. Your daughter was a true American patriot, and she will be greatly missed. She was a great person. I saw reports on her. They've never seen anything like it. So sorry. Thank you very much. She's a great young lady. I saw reports that were like, perfect. She was perfect. Serving alongside Sarah that day was Staff Sergeant Andrew Wolf. The terrorist shot Andrew in the head, and no one thought he could possibly make it. The two of them, Sarah and Andrew, both shot violently in the head. Neither was expected to make it. They weren't even given a chance, except his wonderful mother, named Melody, who I spoke to the same night, and she was so positive. The doctors thought that Andrew was gone, but his mother said, no, Mr. President, Andrew will be fine. He's going to make it. I've never seen anything like it. I mean, he was given almost no chance. She said, I have no doubt, sir, he's going to be okay. This was a conversation that I had with her that night, with her son laying helplessly in bed, blood all over. Everybody is praying, she said, sir, he will be okay. The doctors didn't understand what she was saying, and after looking at the results of the damage done, neither did I. She was so strong and conclusive that even Andrew's great father felt she didn't really understand the gravity of the situation. But she turned out to be right. Right, Melody? She turned out to be right. amazing, actually. I said, where does this woman come from? She's the most positive person I've ever met. With God's help, Andrew has battled back from the edge of death, and we're talking about the edge of death, on his way to a miraculous recovery. He's got a little work to do, but he's doing great. Nice to see you. He's a good-looking guy. Nice to see you. Thanks, Andrew. Thank you very much. So, Andrew, while you're up, now I'm going to ask a highly respected General James Seward to present Staff Sergeant Andrew Wolf and the great family of Sarah Beckstrom with the award created by our late, great President George Washington himself. It's called the Purple Heart. We love you all. Love you. We're proudly restoring safety for Americans at home, and we are also restoring security for Americans abroad. Our country has never been stronger. In my first 10 months, I ended 8 wars, including Cambodia. Isn't it funny? Sick people. Cambodia and Thailand, Pakistan and India. Would have been a nuclear war. 35 million people, said the Prime Minister of Pakistan, would have died if it were not for my involvement. Kosovo and Serbia, Israel and Iran, Egypt and Ethiopia, Armenia and Azerbaijan, the Congo and Rwanda, and of course the war in Gaza, which proceeds at a very low level. It's just about there. And I want to thank Steve Witkoff and Jared Kushner for your help. Thank you, Steve. Thank you, Jared. And I also want to thank the man they report to, Secretary of State Marco Rubio. Thank you, Marco. People like you. You know, Marco got 100% of the votes when he was in confirmation. I think our next one was about 54%. And some of the Democrats are now saying, I can't believe we approved that guy. And he said it's an honor that they feel that way, right, Marco? You have done a great job, great Secretary of State. I think he'll go down as the best ever. Under the ceasefire I negotiated, every single hostage, both living and dead, has been returned home. Can you believe that? Nobody thought it was possible. Nobody thought that was possible. Both living and dead. And those parents who had a dead son, their boy, they'd always tell me their boy, they wanted him as much as though he were living. It was an amazing period of time. And they came back, and when we got all of the living hostages back, and many, many before them, but I always said those last 20 are going to be very tough, but we got many, many more, hundreds. But I said those last 20 are going to be tough. We got them back, but we only got back 14 or 15 of the dead of the 28. And believe it or not, Hamas worked along with Israel, and they dug, and they dug, and they dug. It's a tough thing to do, going through bodies all over, passing up 100 bodies sometimes for each one that they found. Tough job. And they finally got it back to 27. And then Steve and Jared, they got it back to 28. They found all 28. Nobody thought that was possible, but we did it. And I remember the family of the 28th. They were so grieved, but they were so happy as it's possible to be. They had their boy back. The mother said, "Sir, we have our boy back." What a period of time that was, but we got them all back. So thank you both very much. Great job. And we're working very hard to end the 9th war, the killing and slaughter between Russia and Ukraine, where 25,000 soldiers are dying each and every month. Think of that, 25,000 soldiers are dying a month. A war which would have never happened if I were president, would have never happened. As president, I will make peace wherever I can, but I will never hesitate to confront threats to America wherever we must. That's why in a breakthrough operation last June, the United States military obliterated Iran's nuclear weapons program with an attack on Iranian soil known as Operation Midnight Hammer. Good. For decades, it had been the policy of the United States never to allow Iran to obtain a nuclear weapon. Many decades. Since they seized control of that proud nation 47 years ago, the regime and its murderous proxies have spread nothing but terrorism and death and hate. They've killed and maimed thousands of American service members and hundreds of thousands and even millions of people with what's called roadside bombs. They were the kings of the roadside bomb. And we took out Soleimani. I did that during my first term. Had a huge impact. He was the father of the roadside bomb. And just over the last couple of months with the protests, they've killed at least, it looks like, 32,000 protests. 32,000 protesters in their own country. They shot them and hung them. We stopped them from hanging a lot of them with the threat of serious violence. But this is some terrible people. They've already developed missiles that can threaten Europe and our bases overseas, and they're working to build missiles that will soon reach the United States of America. After Midnight Hammer, they were warned to make no future attempts to rebuild their weapons program, and in particular, nuclear weapons. Yet they continue. They're starting it all over. We wiped it out, and they want to start all over again, and are at this moment again pursuing their sinister ambitions. We are in negotiations with them. They want to make a deal, but we haven't heard those secret words. We will never have a nuclear weapon. My preference is to solve this problem through diplomacy. But one thing is certain, I will never allow the world's #1 sponsor of terror, which they are by far, to have a nuclear weapon. Can't let that happen. And no nation should ever doubt America's resolve. We have the most powerful military on earth. I rebuilt the military in my first term. We're going to continue to do so. Also, we just approved a $1 trillion budget. We have no choice. We have to be strong because hopefully we will seldom have to use this great power that we built together. It's really called peace through strength, and it's been very, very effective. So thanks to Republicans in Congress, we're investing that record number of dollars, have no choice, in the United States Armed Forces. Also creating a lot of jobs, but we're not even doing it for that reason. Because as I said, we have more jobs, more people working today than ever before in the history of our country. And NATO countries are friends and allies. They are. They're our friends and they're our allies. Have just agreed, at my very strong request, to pay 5% of GDP for military defense rather than the 2%, which they weren't paying. We were paying for almost all of NATO. Now they're paying 5 as opposed to not paying 2. And getting that 5% was something which everyone said would never be done, could not happen. We got it really easily with one meeting. And big difference between 2% that's not paid. We were paying the freight of many of them. Very few were paid up. Now 5%, then they're paid. And everything we send over to Ukraine is sent through NATO, and they pay us in full. They pay us totally in full. Every branch of our armed forces is setting records for recruitment. This is so exciting. And every service member recently. And every service member recently received a warrior dividend of $1,776. You know, they put it on my desk. We got the money from tariffs and other things, a lot of money we have. We have much more money than people understand. Have to rebuild that program a little bit, but it won't take long. But we got the money, and it was $1,775, and they wanted my approval. And I said, what's the number? $1,775. I said, wait a minute, for $1 more, we can have $1,776. It's going to I said, we're going to figure that. I never asked anybody if we could afford it. $1 more, I said $1,776. And I said, that's good. And I'll tell you what, our military, that was 4 months ago, our military, I never see a person in the military that doesn't thank me for it, so we're honored to do it. They deserve it. And we call it 1776. It was great. And we love our military. We love our law enforcement. We love our firemen. You know, the firemen don't get mentioned enough. We love our firemen. We're also... We're also restoring American security and dominance in the Western Hemisphere, acting to secure our national interests and defend our country from violence, drugs, terrorism, and foreign interference. For years, large swaths of territory in our region, including large parts of Mexico, really large parts of Mexico, have been controlled by murderous drug cartels. That's why I designated these cartels as foreign terrorist organizations, and I declared illicit fentanyl as a weapon of mass destruction. And with our new military campaign, we have stopped record amounts of drugs coming into our country and virtually stopped it completely coming in by water or sea. You probably noticed that. We very seriously damaged their fishing industry also. Nobody wants to go fishing anymore. We've also taken down one of the most sinister cartel kingpins of all. You saw that yesterday. In January, elite American warriors carried out one of the most complex, spectacular feats of military competence and power in world history. No one's seen anything like it. Foreign leaders, I won't tell you who, called me and they said, very impressive, very good. They couldn't believe, they all watched, they saw what happened. This is a different fighting force that we had years ago when we fought to tie. No, it's a great fighting force. I'm so proud of it. Look at Space Force. Space Force is my baby, because we did that. My baby is becoming so important. And America's armed forces overwhelmed all defenses and utterly defeated an enemy, good fighters, to end the reign of outlaw dictator Nicolas Maduro and bring him to face American justice. And this was an absolutely colossal victory for the security of the United States, and it also opens up a bright new beginning for the people of Venezuela. We're working closely with the new president of Venezuela, Delcy Rodriguez, to unleash extraordinary economic gains for both of our countries and to bring new hope to those who have suffered so terribly. They really did suffer. With us tonight is Alejandro Gonzalez. She grew up in a tight-knit Venezuelan family and was especially close to her beloved uncle Enrique. But after Enrique ran for office and opposed Maduro, he was kidnapped by Maduro's security forces and thrown into the regime's really infamous prison in Caracas. Alejandro feared she would never see her uncle again. She feared for her own life also. But since the raid, we have worked with the new leadership there, the closure of that violent prison, and really already, with more to come. Alejandro is to inform you that not only has your uncle been released, he is here tonight. We brought him over to celebrate his freedom with you in person. Enrique, please come down. Thank you, Enrique. Have a good time. Nice to have you back, Enrique. There were many heroes on that January raid to capture Maduro, really great heroes. It was very dangerous. They knew we were coming. They were all set. But the deeds of one warrior that night will live forever in the eternal chronicles of military valor. Chief Warrant Officer 5, Eric Slover, planned the mission and was the flight lead in the cockpit of the first helicopter, a big, beautiful, powerful helicopter. It was a massive Chinook carrying, as you can imagine, many, many American warfighters. Wearing the dog tags, his wife Amy had blessed with holy water before he left. She knew it was going to be a rough one. Eric steered the Chinook under the cover of night and descended swiftly upon Maduro's heavily protected military fortress. This was a major military installation. protected by thousands of soldiers and guarded by Russian and Chinese military technology. How did that work out? Not too good. While preparing to land, enemy machine guns fired from every angle, and Eric was hit very badly in the leg and hip, one bullet after another. He absorbed 4 agonizing shots, shredding his leg into numerous pieces. And yet, despite the fact that the use of his legs was vital to successful helicopter flight, legs are the most important part of flying a helicopter, to deliver the many commandos who would capture and detain Maduro was the only thing Eric was thinking about. Then, even as he was gushing blood, which was flowing back down the aisle, helicopter lands at a steep angle. The machine gun stood right in front of him. They were right in front of him, 2 machine gunners who escaped the wrath of the previous planes. Eric maneuvered his helicopter with all of those lives and souls to face the enemy and let his gunners eliminate the threat. Turned the helicopter around so the gunners could take care of business, saving the lives of his fellow warriors from what could have been a catastrophic crash deep in enemy territory. Only after safely landing the helicopter with all the warriors aboard in the exact right spot, which was vital to the mission. We probably would have had to maybe cancel the mission if that didn't happen. Eric told his co-pilot, also wounded, but not as gravely, to take over. I'm about ready to pass out. The success of the entire mission and the lives of his fellow warriors hinge on Eric's ability to take the searing pain. It was unbelievable what's happened to his legs of the bullets and keep on flying and landing, and people knew what was happening. Everybody in the back of the helicopter knew because they saw the blood pouring down the aisle. Chief Warrant Officer Slover is still recovering from his serious wounds, but I'm thrilled to say that he is here tonight with his wife, Amy. Eric and Amy, come on in. So we have a surprise for Eric and Amy. In recognition of Eric's actions above and beyond the call of duty, I would now like to ask General Jonathan Braga to present Chief Warrant Officer Slover with our nation's highest military award, the Congressional Medal of Honor. Well, thank you very much, Eric and Amy. Great to get to know you. I met with them and with a lot of their fellow warriors at Fort Bragg recently. You notice the name Fort Bragg, we have it back, we brought it back. We won the First World War with it, the Second World War with it, and then they decided to change the name. So we changed it back. Everybody wanted to change back too. And 10 of Eric's fellow warriors from that incredible night of victory will also be receiving medals at a private ceremony that will soon be held at the White House, and Eric will be there. Thank you. Thank you, Eric. That's a big one. Tonight we've celebrated many truly extraordinary American patriots, but there is one last living legend to honor before we go. He is one more heroic American aviator, Navy fighter pilot. Royce Williams served in World War II, Korea, Vietnam, flying more than 220 missions. In the skies over Korea in 1952, Royce was in the dogfight of a lifetime, legendary dogfight. Flying through blizzard conditions, his squadron was ambushed by 7 Soviet fighter planes. It was his first aerial combat of the war, and despite being massively outnumbered and outgunned, Royce led the takedown of 4 enemy jets and almost destroyed the others, vanquishing his adversaries while taking 263 bullets to his own plane and being seriously hurt. His story was secret for over 50 years. He didn't even want to tell his wife, but the legend grew and grew. But tonight, at 100 years old, this brave Navy captain is finally getting the recognition he deserves. He was a legend long before this evening. Royce, please stand up, and I will ask the First Lady of the United States to present Captain Royce Williams with his Congressional Medal of Honor. Thank you, Royce, and thank you, Eric. I've always wanted the Congressional Medal of Honor, but I was informed I'm not allowed to give it to myself, and I wouldn't know why I'd be taking it, but if they ever open up that law, I will be there with you someday. But you know, that's our highest honor, Congressional Medal of Honor, and that's a big thing, and it's an honor to be in the same room with you. Thank you both very much, Eric. Thank you. Thank you. 250 years is a long time in the life of a nation, but in another sense, it's really a mere moment in the eye of history. Two of the gentlemen we met in the gallery this evening took their first breaths 1 century ago, 100 years before that, on July 4th, 1826, the author of the Declaration of Independence, brilliant, Thomas Jefferson, drew his last breath. Just a single long human lifespan separates the giants who declared and won our independence from the heroes who stand among us tonight. Everything our nation has done, everything we have achieved, has been the work of those few great lifetimes. In those brief chapters, Americans built this nation from 13 humble colonies into the pinnacle of human civilization and human freedom, the strongest, wealthiest, most powerful, most successful nation in all of history. Americans ventured out across the daunting and dangerous continent. We carved paths through an unforgiving wilderness, settled a boundless frontier, and tamed the beautiful but very, very dangerous Wild West. From empty marshes and wide open plains, we raised up the world's greatest cities. Together, we mastered the world's mightiest industries and shattered history's monstrous tyrannies. And we liberated millions from the chains of fascism, communism, oppression, and terror. Americans lifted humanity into the skies on the wings of aluminum and steel. And then we launched mankind into the stars on rockets powered by sheer American will and unyielding American pride. We wired the globe with our ingenuity. We captivated the planet with American culture. And now we are pioneering the next great American breakthroughs that will change the entire world. All of this and so much more is the enduring legacy, unmatched glory of the hardworking patriots who built and defended this country and who still carry the hopes and freedoms on all of humanity's backs. For years they were forgotten, betrayed, and cast aside, but that great betrayal is over and they will never be forgotten again, because when the world needs courage, daring, vision, and inspiration, it is still turning to America. And when God needs a nation to work his miracles, he knows exactly who to ask. There is no challenge Americans cannot overcome, no frontier too vast for us to conquer, no dream too bold for us to chase, no horizon too distant for us to claim. For our destiny is written by the hand of providence, and these first 250 years were just the beginning. From the rugged border towns of Texas to the heartland villages of Michigan, from the sun-kissed shores of Florida to the endless fields of the Dakotas, and from the historic streets of Philadelphia to right here in our nation's capital, Washington, D.C., the golden age of America is upon us. The revolution that began in 1776 has not ended. It still continues because the flame of liberty and independence still burns in the heart of every American patriot. And our future will be bigger, better, brighter, bolder, and more glorious than ever before. Thank you, God bless you, and God bless America.
Donald Trump, que pues uno de los discursos más largos que ha tenido un presidente de los Estados Unidos, desde las 9 hasta casi a las 11, ¿no? Que acabó el discurso. Temas a resaltar, pues bueno, digo, esto la verdad parecía más bien puro comité de aplausos, realmente fue todo esto. Eh, Donald Trump prácticamente eh, pues le echó muchas vainas a los demócratas. Ahí se nota prácticamente eh, ¿cómo es? Todo un Congreso dividido, realmente, porque muy dividido se vio ese Congreso. Por allá un tipo aparte acá, o sea, los demócratas sentados, es más, no fueron muchos demócratas realmente, fueron, o sea, mandaron representantes, pero senadores como tal firmes, ahí no estaban. De pronto sabían que Donald Trump, hermano, o sea, decir, ¿para qué vamos a estar allá si este presidente va a echarnos cuatro vainas, va a estar diciendo que es el mejor presidente, que es el reputas, y bueno, y no se equivocaron. Realmente, pues, el presidente Donald Trump habló de todo eso, dándose alabanzas con este tema, pero bueno, o sea, eso era algo de esperar. ¿Sabes que algo que me llama mucho la atención, viejo, es que yo me estoy dando cuenta que casi todos esos discursos de los presidentes, o sea, de los presidentes del mundo, socio, están hechos así de esta forma, ¿no? Veo que pues se la pasan es de comité de puro aplausos, es lo que uno ve en eso. Puro comité de aplausos. Ay, o sea, yo no sé, pareciera que estuviera haciendo ejercicio, ¿no? Porque, no da socio, estaban prácticamente, se levantaban, otra vez se sentaban, se levantaban, otra vez se sentaban, y así se la pasaban realmente. Eh, y bueno, amigos, puntos de pronto a resaltar. Bajar un poquito acá el volumen de esto que estoy escuchando acá, porque pues estoy escuchando también, por otro lado, otros medios. Y, no, socio, este señor, pues ahí llevó un tipo, Enrique, que era un preso político de Venezuela, que le dio inclusive la sorpresa a su sobrina que estaba allá. Enrique presentó, de pronto le hizo un homenaje a un que fue asesinado. Eh, el tema es que eh, fue un discurso que dijo o sea, del tema de Venezuela, habló bastante de Venezuela, dijo que 80 millones de barriles de petróleo de Venezuela, y que, o sea, que Estados Unidos ha recibido esos 80 millones de barriles de petróleo y que Delcy Rodríguez obedece, que prácticamente Venezuela está haciendo lo que lo que ellos digan. Eh, Resaltó también, inclusive condecoró a uno de los soldados que participó en el operativo contra Nicolás Maduro. Algo que me llamó la atención también, que dijo que 22 ganadores de premio Nobel de Economía se equivocaron. O sea, premios Nobel de Economía le está diciendo, oye, ustedes no valen tres tiras, ¿para qué o sea, ustedes no son economistas porque mi sistema económico ha funcionado? Hablo del Obamacare, o sea, socio, por lo menos, algo que yo veo de Donald Trump es que Donald Trump, amigos, no se pone a filosofar tanto. Simplemente el hombre lo que está haciendo es alábate pollo. O sea, se está alabando él mismo de todas las cosas buenas que está haciendo su gobierno. Y pues resaltó, hey, loco, o sea, diciendo, hey, los demócratas y Biden, hermano, eso fue un desastre. Pero recordemos que en Estados Unidos este año hay unas elecciones del Congreso que digamos que es como una especie de renovación, que
se hace cada 2 años, creo que es. Y bueno, también aquí habló de que hace 9 meses los migrantes ilegales no entran a los Estados Unidos. Resaltó que, hey, al fin y al cabo, con los demócratas, cuando Biden estuvo de presidente, pues hermano, esto fue un desastre acá porque ¿cómo es? Ustedes allí permitieron el perrateo de esta vaina, no, Richo, o sea, dio a entender todo eso Donald Trump. ¿Qué más por acá? Habló, dijo que, hermano, que él resaltó los refuerzos del tema de migración, tanto en la frontera como en la ciudad. Pero claro, hay que recordar que, hermano, hermano, se le está yendo full la mano con este tema. Habló de Irán, diciendo que Irán, pues, hermano, está preparando misiles para alcanzar a Estados Unidos y a Europa, que es una amenaza para ellos. También se atribuyó la muerte de El Mencho, diciendo que la administración de Donald Trump logró abatir a este alias El Mencho. Bueno, siempre se ha dicho que la orden vino de Estados Unidos. Sí se sabía que fuerzas militares de Estados Unidos pues participaron en este asunto. Al parecer, lo que pasó con El Mencho, viejo men, es una clara demostración de que Estados Unidos está hablando muy en serio con este tema de tratar a los carteles de la droga como terroristas. Por eso es que le llaman ya narcoterroristas, porque pues dicen que sus drogas están destruyendo a los Estados Unidos. Bueno, y en parte tiene razón, ¿no? También dijo, hombre, que líderes mundiales se quedaron muy impresionados del operativo que hizo contra Maduro, que es verdad, no, sí, quedamos muy impresionados. Y bueno, también que otra cosa por acá dijo, bueno, esas son las cosas de pronto que dijo, un discurso la verdad bastante largo. Estos son unos discursos de cómo es, de los presidentes, que es muy tradicional y muy respetado, como siempre, por parte de los gobiernos, ¿no? Y bueno, amigos, esto yo creo que ha sido todo del discurso. Esto fue lo que, o sea, de lo pronto, lo que más se ha resaltado en este tema. Gracias por haberte quedado viendo este discurso en inglés. Bueno, estaba traduciendo un poco, pero hay veces que es la primera vez que hago este tipo de traducciones. Bueno, amigos, suscríbete, dale like y nos